The Book Programme. Presented by Hannah Murray on Talk Radio Europe. Your voice in Spain.
Welcome back to the last part of today's book show. Joining us on the line now from the UK is William A. White. He's the author of 5 Hit Stories, a collection of short stories from a truly warped mind. Now, that's how he describes himself, but after reading one of his stories, Enter Simon, about a rampant gay rabbit called Steve, I'd have to say I agree with him. If you like crude, silly, rude, gory, stupid, pointless, nonsensical tales, then this book is most definitely for you. Welcome to the show, Will.
Hello, Hannah, and hello, everyone else.
Thanks for joining us. How and why did you start writing these stories?
I say it's an interesting story. It depends what your class is interesting. I mean, I've always written. It's been a passion of mine from a young age, and I also have a what some would call an overactive imagination. I was sat rather boringly in the IT department waiting to test some software, and one of my colleagues, I just turned round to him and said, "Tell me a story." And he said, "A sheep ran into a meat grinder," and it had me in stitches, and I just decided, well, hang on, we're not thinking about the poor meat grinder here, and I decided to write the story from the meat grinder's point of view, and it just kind of, escalated from there, shall we say.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, how long do you spend writing these stories?
Crikey, it depends. I mean, I can usually, and it sounds like a horrible, crude thing to say, but I can bang them out pretty quickly. The chapters themselves can take anything from half an hour to 2 hours. I write serious things as well, but this for me is true, exploration of myself, and I get to just express myself and have lots of fun.
You write serious things as well?
I do indeed, yeah. No, I'm working this year on a serious novel called Vigilante. I've been working on it. I say working on it. I started it 10 years ago, and I remember when I first started writing, I heard a review on authors and them saying, "Oh, sometimes it takes me 10 years to finish a book," and I thought, that'll never be me. And here I am trying to finish it off this year.
So, what is this one about, the serious one?
Oh, the serious one, Vigilante. It's I would dub it a dark and twisted tale. There is lots of humour throughout, though. He's an ordinary man, the main character, and he has a kind of a series of, I'd say, unfortunate incidents, and reacts rather violently and starts to enjoy it. Some people liken it to Darkly Dreaming Dexter by Jeff Lindsay, but it's not. It's better.
So, like it. So there's no rampant sheep in this one or anything?
Unfortunately not, no. Those who are a fan of 5 Hit Stories may enjoy the dark and twistedness of Vigilante, but it's a bit more serious and, less likely to make you laugh, shall we say.
So with these stories on the 5 Hit Stories, do you plan anything beforehand? Because obviously, for people who haven't read the book, they are short stories. I mean, we're talking a couple of pages for most of them. Do you plan, or do you just write?
I just write, to be honest with you. I sometimes have an idea of where I want it to go, but as I said, it's just a nice way for me to express myself, and I just flow. I don't have to, and that's the joy of it for me personally, for writing them, is that I can just go for it, I pick it up, I just run with it, go in whatever direction I like. I can have fun with it, I can throw in some humour, I can throw in some outrageous statements and things that don't make sense, and it's lovely because it's freedom. The serious novels that I work on, I try to get involved in the character and things, whereas 5 Hit Stories I can just sit down and just write, and usually thumbs up for all round for those.
Do you think it would work for you to write a whole book in this kind of style?
Probably. I am working on a volume 2 as well. I plan to hopefully finish Vigilante by the summer this year, but I am also working on 5 Hit Stories volume 2, which is going to be bigger and bolder and longer.
And what's your favourite story out of these?
Oh, crikey. I must admit, it's probably the series about Malcolm. Those that have read it will hopefully love Malcolm. He's a squirrel. He is on the cover. For the clever people out there, on the cover, he is a red squirrel. However, in the book, he is a grey squirrel. And he has a alter ego, super alter ego for X, and he goes around trying to solve crimes.
Did it take you a long time to come up with that one?
No. I actually started writing the story, obviously I shouldn't admit this, in a health and safety course that I was on.
God help us all.
I was just having a little bit of a daydream, and on my way to the courses, I was doing it every other week kind of thing, and I'd walk through a park and there'd be squirrels playing, and I think they're hilarious squirrels. They just make me laugh all the time. Used to stay up at uni until 7 in the morning watching them, but that's another story. Just fell in love with him, and just kind of inspired me that day, and just started writing.
Do you remember those adverts? Was it for Boddingtons or something like that, with the squirrels that used to do those assault courses in people's gardens to the music of dun 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 dun.
Yeah, Mission Impossible theme. That's right. Yeah,
Mission Impossible. And it was. Do you remember seeing those?
I do indeed. Yeah.
They were amazing, weren't they?
They were good.
Really good.
Yeah, as I say, that wasn't my inspiration though for this. I have to point out.
No, it was just when you said you love squirrels, I thought of that. I thought of whether if I had any interesting squirrel-type anecdotes, and that was the first thing I thought of.
I would obviously put out a warning out there. While I do love squirrels, there are obviously some rather unfortunate incidents that do happen to squirrels within the book. So if you're a true lover, perhaps avoid chapters. Well, probably avoid the book, actually. If you're easily offended, avoid the book. That's probably the best thing to say.
And if you like rabbits and think that they're cute and fluffy little animals that should be looked at and not messed around with, then you should also probably not read the book.
And not pinned down by other bunny rabbits. And quite, no. I would say if you are easily offended and love animals and would be offended to see that funny stories and things happen to them, I would certainly look at the cover, and that's enough.
What kind of people, I don't know why I'm asking this question, but what kind of people have read and have enjoyed your book, apart from me, clearly?
Well, I've launched it on a website called autonomy.com, which is for aspiring writers. Put it on there, and it's a hit and miss story. It really is. You either will love it or you'll hate it, and the majority of people, some people can, appreciate that it's quite cleverly written in places, and, I like to do lots of plays on words and puns, but the majority of people love it because it's just offensive, stupid and funny and makes them laugh. It's probably the most obscure thing you may ever read.
I think people like that. I think in a strange sort of warped way, people kind of like to be offended sometimes.
I think it's a guilty pleasure, isn't it? I think it's one of those things that you kind of have on your shelf, and luckily, it's obviously part of the design of the book. There is no spine on there, so you can have it on your bookshelf, and no one may ever know what it is.
Yeah, good idea. I like
Secretly slip it away in there.
Yeah, wonderful. Good idea. So, after you finish this, the novel that's taken you 10 years, and now this book is out, what's next for you? Are you going to do more novels or more short stories, or both?
Oh, I don't know. I guess it all depends on the reception, really. I do obviously one day would very much like to write as a living. As much as I love my health and safety career, it's not what I want to do for the rest of my life. But I think it's all about reception, really. 5 Hit Stories I've chosen to self-publish, and it's doing okay. I'd like it to do better, but it's early days yet. It's only been available since the end of December. But Vigilante, I probably will be looking for some representation, looking for an agent and a publisher to try and get it put out there in a better market. But as I said, it depends on what the people want. My main inspiration for writing, in all honesty, is to entertain. I love to hear people laugh, and I love to be told that I make people laugh. And so whatever people enjoy the most is what I'll focus on.
Definitely. You could also do some short films and everything, couldn't you? You could turn some of these into short films.
That's it. They could be comic books, they could be short films, they could be everything. I'm going to try and work on this. It's available on ebook as well. And I'm thinking about trying to do an audiobook version, hit as many markets as I can.
Audiobook.
You never know, do you? It depends. After I listen to this interview and I hear the sound of my voice, we may change that.
Yeah, well, if you need someone to play Steve the Rabbit, you just let me know. There's a few I can think of that would be quite good.
Brilliant. We will keep in touch when I get the movie right.
Absolutely. Well, so the book is available on Amazon, yeah?
It is indeed. Only available. It's available on .com, so it comes all the way from the US in paperback, but it's available on .co.uk and .com as an ebook or for your Kindle device if you like.
Perfect. Okay, brilliant. Well, I'll let people know how to get it. We'll put it up on our website so listeners can get a copy from there. Will, thanks so much for joining us. Good luck with this. Good luck with the novel. And keep in touch. Let us know what you're doing.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much
Thank
for
you for
joining
listening.
us. Bye-bye.
Bye.